Hey guys. So yeah, you guys read that title right. So look, we got a little bit of talking to do, then I'm gonna get into my first impressions of Ralph Lauren's Safari. So first off, internal bleeding. What do I mean by that? So a bit of background on myself. Two major things with me. So first off, my jaw here. This side of my jaw, my face on this side is usually swollen all the time. You might have noticed it in some of my videos. The reason being, I took a hit back when I was in high school to this side of my jaw. It causes this thing called temporomandibular joint disorder. It causes it so my jaw sticks on this side almost. It's just some physical damage to it. Not much you can do aside from a total joint replacement there. And anyways, because of that, it caused me to have extremely bad migraine headaches. Usually every day I'm walking around to like a 7 out of 10 in terms of pain for headaches. But you know, I make do with it, right? It doesn't matter. Then the next part is stress. So for me, growing up, I was a really stressed out kid. There's tons of stuff that went on in my life while growing up. Some personal issues, that kind of thing with like parents and bullying, like just tons of stuff. And anyways, because of that, caused me to be so stressed out that a huge portion of my stomach lining started to kind of burn away. Not like an ulcer, but like more of an overall burning that caused damage to it. So every time I get stressed out, it usually ends up causing me a bit of stomach pain, like some bad stomach aches, that kind of thing. So now fast forward. So last week I get sick with tonsillitis, and the next thing you know, I go to the doctor. He says, hey, you know, we're going to get you these antibiotics. We'll get you all cleared up in a couple days. Just take this huge dose of it. So I'm taking this massive dose of antibiotics. Anyways, as it turns out, because of how bad my headaches were, I didn't want to eat. I was feeling sick. I felt like I was going to throw up that food. So I'm just going to take the antibiotics, just go back to sleep. I do that. However, the antibiotics being on my damaged stomach that's now empty, ended up cutting into it and shredding into it, causing the internal bleeding. Now, because of that, and because of me having a headache, I end up start vomiting blood. Wasn't a ton of it. A lot of it was all dried blood from before when the antibiotics had actually hit my system, because it passed by a couple hours. But yeah, anyways, I had to go to the clinic. I've been really sick. Was in there for like 4 or 5 hours, got rushed there real fast because I was freaking out. But anyways, you know, I'm back on top. I'm feeling kind of terrible still. I'm looking terrible, as you can tell from these eyes. My eyes are just so red. My lips are all red and stuff. But anyways, I still wanted to put out some videos for you guys. And I also just wanted to kind of make a video explanation of why I have been gone and what's been going on with me. So yeah, guys, incredibly sick, some internal bleeding, but I'm back. I got some motivational content coming out soon. I kind of want to go focus on that direction too, aside from just doing colognes and fragrances, especially with this like slight, I want to say almost near-death experience. Very interesting, very intriguing, got me thinking about a lot of different things. But anyways, now on to today's review, first impressions that is, of Ralph Lauren's Safari. So Safari, what is this? This is a 1990s kind of powerhouse that's released in 1992, from what I know. And this stuff, first off, just smelling this, reminds me of the smell of like a dirty barn, or like a farmer, or some kind of cowboy who has horses and, you know, is rocking a leather jacket, walking around through the stables, that kind of thing. Like maybe a bit of hay kind of smell I think you get maybe from the oak moss in here. Tons of leather I get from this, obviously. But it kind of has this like fecal note to it. I don't really know what causes that, but this does remind me of like, especially living in Alberta, like just the smell of some farmer with like some cow feces on his boots or something. That's what this reminds me of. Not a huge fan of this, just based on that. However, once this stuff is sprayed, this is incredible. Okay, I love this stuff. This turns into this really leathery, slightly oak mossy, but very woody kind of scent. This reminds me almost of David Beckham's Intimately Beckham. That kind of woody type of vibe that you get from that. So very heavy, very dry, not sweet. I know there is sandalwood in this, so typically for me, I find sandalwoods to be very sweet, very inviting. This is a very dry sandalwood. This reminds me almost of a cedar, just without the cedar kick. But very woody, very much a dry scent, but tons of leather, just very masculine, and definitely like a 80s, 90s style powerhouse fragrance. This is some really good stuff though, guys. I definitely think this is going to be a hit or miss for a lot of people, mainly just because it does have that kind of very strong, very masculine note, and again, smells like a little bit fecal to me. But I do like this stuff. Pretty good stuff. I'm going to rate this, let's say, a 8 out of 10. But yeah, to me, as soon as I spray this, let's just get my little refresher here. Instantly I get a massive hit of leather mixed with like something medicinal almost. I think this is the newer stuff too, because I know there's 2 different versions of this. However, this is pretty nice. Again though, I just get tons of leather. Huge kick. This reminds me a bit of 24 Classic from the House Scent story. So I've smelled 24 Classic. I can't stand it because to me that smells just like literal cow shit. Growing up in Alberta, you're dealing with tons of farm animals, tons of, you know, livestock and stuff. So that smells kind of ingrained in my head, and that's what that smells like. This stuff, on the other hand, well, it does have that fecal kind of horse vibe. I'm definitely going to say this leans horse kind of smelling. It doesn't last a long time from what I know. I've only sprayed this on here once, but you know, it smells great and I'd recommend it. I'd personally wear it, say probably 40 plus for in terms of the age group, or unless you're some real masculine guy, or you just don't care, you want something like real powerhouse scent. I think you could rock this in small quantities. You do like 2 sprays max. I think if you're under like 25, I think you could probably rock that. And you get wearing kind of that age range, but yeah, that's what I think of this stuff. So Safari by Ralph Lauren. By the way, shout out to Sam the Sample Man. Go check out his stuff. That's this guy Roger. I love working with him. Great person. He also has a bunch of fragrances he can import and stuff, so go check him out. So that's Roger McIntyre. I'll leave a link to his eBay page so you guys can go check him out. Thank you guys for watching, and let me know what you want to see next. I'm going to be doing a video about my 2018 starting lineup and what fragrances I'm going to be kind of rocking in all these different circumstances. So keep your eyes open for that. I also have a couple other cool videos planned. Got some stuff from this lovely house, which I want to share with you guys, called Shiloh Victoria. And pretty much they're this house, really awesome. They're from Calgary, Alberta. Like their stuff. They have tons of men's and women's fragrances. I have a bunch of samplers of theirs. So I'll leave a link in the description to their stuff so you guys can go check them out. But I will do a full review once I am feeling a bit better. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.